It's early morning on Sydney Harbour as the city starts to wake up. But something's happening that's a little out of the ordinary.
Today we're going on a trip on Sydney Harbour for something a little bit different. The Australian Ballet is using the famous Harbour Bridge and Opera House as a backdrop for photography. And what better place to pose for Swan Lake than Sydney Harbour, this magnificent body of water.
The dancers are almost literally walking on water. They're dancing Swan Lake, created by Australian choreographer Graeme in 2002. It combines the old classic ballet with modern elements. The artistic director of the show says the performance always gets a standing ovation.
Look, it's been amazingly received. I think Swan Lake is one of those ballets that a lot of people have actually reinvented. I mean, there's the famous Matthew Bourne Swan Lake. Mats Ek did a very different production of Swan Lake. So it is one of those ballets that it lends itself to many retellings. But this production, I think, has been such a success for us because I believe it really brings that emotional storytelling to the production and setting around that sort of love triangle of the Prince, Odette and the Baroness reminds us of that whole Diana, Charles, Camilla sort of story. So it really resonates with the audiences all around the world.
Jessica Five is a young ballerina who has been dancing since she was 3 years old. She enjoys dancing the contemporary version. And this makes her dream come true. At the Capitol Theatre, ballet dancers from Australian Ballet Company are performing. Being a member of the Australian Ballet means having more opportunities to travel the world. David says they have plans to take the performance to China.
We've had a long association with China, actually. The company went for the very first time in 1980, and since then we've had very regular visits to China. I think we're up to our 9th tour to China, so we're really looking forward to going back. It's been a number of years since we were there. I think 2006 was our last time in Shanghai, so we're thrilled to be able to go back and present what I think is one of our best works. Yeah, and we're going with Graeme Murphy Swan Lake to Beijing in October, so it's wonderful to get it back on stage in Australia before we take it back overseas again. And the last performances we did were in Los Angeles, so it is our most internationally toured production.
I have danced the traditional Swan Lake as a Signet, Swan and Odette, but as Graeme's Swan Lake, I've performed in New York, LA and Berkeley, the latter two last year, which have been amazing to travel with, and the audiences overseas just love it, and so it's really exciting to be a part of that.
And you've had experience dancing in China. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, it was when I was in the Australian Ballet School. I did a competition and it was incredible. It was a very hard competition, but it was amazing to see the country because it was my first time. We were so busy we didn't get to see much of China, so I'd love to one day go back, hopefully maybe even touring with Swan Lake.
Chinese dancers' dancing skills attracts Jessica more.
Their precision is what they're known for worldwide in anything, so yeah, definitely, and especially in Act 2 Swan Lake, you need precision in your quarter ballet.
Until now, the 50-year-old Australian Ballet has presented about 200 performances a year.